The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, Trust Fund launched with dividend payment, changes proposed to electoral process, and NCDVA gold beat Fairfax. The Assembly of God in West New Britain Province celebrated its 54th anniversary with a focus on the government-church partnership. The church is partnering with the provincial government in running the Kimbe Teachers College, of which runs classes for 2 courses in primary teaching and early childhood teaching. Both are degree programs.
The Kimbe Teachers College is the initiative of the provincial government and is operated by Jubilee University. Assembly of God PNG Project Management Unit Director Brian Sam highlighted the church's plans in partnership with the government and the 4 main policies of the church, these being education policies starting with primary to tertiary institutions, health to build on the basic and primary health care for bigger initiatives, community development on how to start the church's work and develop it in order to help the people, and SME in order to empower people without having to wait on the government services.
All main policies are aligned now, and the church is ready to work with government and the people of West New Britain and Governor. This house is now ready to serve your government and the people for the betterment of West New Britain.
A 10,000 kina cheque was presented to the Teachers College through Governor Sasindran Motoville and General Superintendent of AOG PNG Reverend Joe Pandu as a commitment from the AOG West New Britain churches of their support for the Teachers College. The provincial government has budgeted 3.5 million kina in this year's budget for the Kimbe Teachers College.
Getting value for money is the greatest challenge, but with church, it becomes an easy option for us because you know the importance of that money and you create value for that money.
In 2020, former Governor Francis Maneke approached Jubilee University and asked them to partner with the provincial government to run the college. The member for Nakanai Open has assisted the college with 10,000 kina, while Governor Sasindran has assisted with 300,000 kina to get the college up and running. Talasia MP Freddie Kumai also committed 100,000 kina funding for the Teachers College. The college has been allocated land to construct the new college. Carol Kido Jr., TVWAN News.
Road transport infrastructure supports access to basic services, industry zones and agricultural activities. Secretary for Works and Highways David Were said this is why road infrastructure must be improved and maintained across the country.
In an interview with this newsroom, Secretary for Works and Highways David Were says the underfunding of road maintenance over the last 20 years has seen the infrastructure decline to a stage where the department has had to spend more money to bring to a condition that's accessible. He added that business operators cannot progress if 70% of our roads are already in a declining state. Therefore, he said the rate of deceleration of road condition must be arrested and maintained.
One of the key goals in the current PNG is to see that we reduce or cut back on the backlog. We must cut back on the backlog, deferred maintenance backlog that is already building up to amounts that we cannot manage. Today, as we see, the amount of backlog that requires government as the asset owner to rebuild is around 45 billion kina, which 35 billion kina is for, it's 30 billion kina, sorry, 30 billion kina is for main roads and bridges on the main highways.
He said for the first time with the Connect PNG program, the government is getting its priority right as there is increased funds available to attend to key maintenance issues on the key economic corridors. Mr. Vere added that there are a lot of road improvement activities happening at the sub-national levels that has been done by districts and provinces.
The reforms, we've got some arrangements in place. There is a MOA that's been in place, a legally binding performance agreement with our key provincial and district authorities. We have now transferred most of the provincial and district roads to them, but the funding still comes from the national government through the national government budget. Accountability of spending these huge funds is key for us.
Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
Secretary Were says the Department of Works has, for the first time, not done work on ad hoc basis in rehabilitating and maintaining roads.
We can do things on ad hoc basis and thinking that we can solve road issues overnight. That has never worked. Today we have a proper structured policy and a plan in place, an implementation strategy that guarantees proper use of funds, proper management, proper partnership arrangement, roads both at the national level and down at the provincial and sub-national level. It just requires commitment from different structures of government. Connect PNG is driven by all-over government approach. It's not Works Department only. Planning is the chair.
Kairantu Mining Company Community Relations recently presented gift packs to sick patients at the provincial hospital in Goroka. It is natural for a sick patient to get admitted to the confines of a hospital to feel helpless, hopeless and neglected. That is when they most need comfort and visit from well-wishers, and with gifts is even more motivating. That is where K92 Mining Company Community Relations steps in. The gifts bring smile to the faces of the inpatients in wards 1 and 2, women's wards and other patients in wards 3 and 4. Goroka Hospital Manager Dr. Ian Wani thanked the K92 Mining Company for this generous contribution again because they had been doing this over the years. Prime Minister James Marape today inaugurated Papua New Guinea's long-awaited Sovereign Wealth Fund with a dividend payment from Kumul Consolidated Holdings. Marape said his government is setting aside seeds to sustain our children and our children's children, rather than harvesting and eating everything we have planted as soon as it grows.
Today is a historic day for the country. Prime Minister James Marape has inaugurated Papua New Guinea's long-awaited Sovereign Wealth Fund with a dividend payment from Kumul Consolidated Holdings. Marape says the government is placing dividend proceeds from KCH investments into a trust account established by Treasury and Finance and will be transitioned into the SWF. He said the SWF is designed to provide stability against potential volatility in the domestic economy and external economic shocks, encouraging much-needed savings for the future. KCH is paying 50% of its profits as a dividend to the state, and 7% of the dividend, or 5.6 million kina, will go into the SWF trust account. The PM took the opportunity to commend Minister for State-Owned Enterprises William Duma and KCH for declaring a dividend and successfully progressing the SWF facility. The KCH dividend is driven by the result of a well-implemented SOE reform program that targets business performance improvement, increased productivity and efficiency, freedom from political interference, independent board selection processes, and greater gender equality. Freddie Moe, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. After the break, changes to electoral process and leadership code misleading.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Whether we're playing sport, exercising for fitness, being active for work or play, just having some fun, or just chilling, there is one name we can count on that we know will keep us going strong. Skell Rice. Healthy, nutritious, delicious medium grain rice full of vitamins and minerals. Skell helps us maintain a healthy, active lifestyle so we can enjoy every day.
Skell Rice. Skell Rice.
Magic tasty rice makes tasty rice.
Making white flour rice become a favorite below family one-time meat tasty belong Maggie tasty rice. Put him 2 pela cup rice long pot, add him water, na 1 pela packet Maggie tasty rice. Mix him good na boil him rice. Make him white pela rice come up tasty one-time Maggie tasty rice. Maggie, the taste PNG loves.
Open it.
Favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook, and with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Welcome back. Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai has proposed changes to the PNG electoral process. The Commissioner said the changes to the electoral system is necessary and it will be undertaken as a matter of priority in close consultation and oversight by the Inter-Department Election Committee. The PNG Electoral Commission will be embarking on changes to current electoral processes and procedures. Commissioner Simon Sinai says the electoral process is no longer relevant to the present needs of the country. Some of the proposed changes the EC intends to embark on includes photo roll to replace the common roll and indelible inks, refining and redoing a proper voter roll based on family line identification and birth records and council wards, centralized voting system where all voting will be conducted in one location, for example, the district headquarters of each electorate. Voting will be conducted based on local level government areas over the normal voting period. The Electoral Commission will provide transport for each LLG for pickup and drop-off during polling. Security personnel will be concentrated in one area where the voting will be taking place and escort all ballot boxes to central counting centers after the last polling day. And a biometric system will also be considered to see how best it can accommodate our needs and fits into our system. Mr. Sinai said to make these changes work, the Commission will conduct a civic awareness throughout the country. Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai has called on law firms representing the Commission on Election Petition Matters to work closely with his office with any information that may be required in court. Mr. Sinai met with the lawyers recently to ensure they comply with directions of the court. Law firms representing the PNG Electoral Commission on Election Petition Matters have been urged to work alongside the EC's in-house lawyer Norman Napam. Electoral Commissioner Simon Sinai said the EC, being a friend of the court, must do its part by assisting the court with whatever information that may be required in order to expedite the process. Mr. Sinai said the Commission will only be interested in cases related to errors and omissions as they are responsible for managing and administering the election process, and urged lawyers to consult with his office for information if directed by the court. He added that if the witness statements are to be collected from the districts and provinces, that also must be communicated in advance so to inform election managers to prepare themselves. Mr. Sinai also stated that the Commission will not have a say in bribery allegations as they fall directly under the member and the petitioner. He encouraged the lawyers to remain vigilant. The Office of Registry of Political Parties had made a statement today to clear the misleading information published on one of the country's newspaper front page. The headline stated that 91 members of Parliament did not submit their 2022 election returns to the Registrar of Political Parties have breached the leadership code.
The Office of Registry of Political Parties has cleared what it said is misleading information published in the press on Wednesday, November 9, regarding the leadership code on election returns. The news report had stated that 91 members of Parliament who did not submit their 2022 election returns to the Registrar of Political Parties have breached the leadership code. Acting Registrar Emmanuel Pok responded.
The Registry of Political Parties administer an organic law, the organic law on the integrity of political parties and candidates. And all the political parties are required to comply with the organic law. So is the members of Parliament. After an election, the political parties and members of Parliament are required by law to submit their election returns.
Fox stated that in consultation with senior officers of the registry, it considered several factors that the MPs are challenged with, and so extended the due date of the 2022 election returns to December 2nd this year, an extension of 28 days.
The members of Parliament, and if they don't submit their returns, and if they don't pay, or if they don't comply and give any reason why, as to why they have not submitted the election returns, then we refer them to the Ombudsman Commission for possible misconduct in office.
Pangu Party General Secretary Dogimai Morris had been frustrated at the news report.
It's also making us the General Secretaries of political parties and the executives look bad. Meaning that this country and our respective leaders of political parties and the members of Parliament reckons that we are not doing our job.
Salome Vincent, TVWAN News.
Over 280 grade 12 students graduated yesterday at the Busu Secondary School in Leh. Last year, the school's grade 12s ranked 4th, while the grade 10s ranked 5th in the national examinations. Busu anticipates an improved performance for 2022.
Of the 1,581 students of Bosu Secondary School in Ley, 386 grade 10 students and 286 grade 12 students sat for the national examinations. Principal George Nobel said while classes were disrupted because of the national elections and ethnic clashes this year, the 49 teachers of Bosu Secondary made sure all lessons were covered before the exams.
They worked very hard during the weekend, during the term break holidays, and even after hours. Work really hard, tirelessly working hard, and to complete all the topics before our students sat for the exam. Thank you, teachers, for your hard work and commitment.
Nobel further congratulated the grade 12 students, voicing confidence in their ability to proudly represent the values of Bosu in the next stage of their lives.
There will not be any Mr. Noble with the scissors at the gate, with the scissors in the office, asking you to sit on the chair and trimming the hair. But you will be smart out there because you have trained in Bosu Secondary School. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you follow our school motto, it all depends on me. Former students of Bosu Secondary School are now students leaders of universities. When you go there, you also make your Bosu proud. I know that you can do it.
Carol Kiru Jr., TVWAN News.
And that ends the news segment. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Fine PNG made.
How would you describe your mother?
My mom is beautiful.
She is strong like Superman.
I love my mom because she always takes care of me.
My mom, she's so patient and loving. I feel she's always around.
Caring. She works so hard and always wants the best for me.
She's soft like halal.
My mom is everything, and I don't know what I'd do without her.
Softland, fragrance of a mother's love.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win it.
Welcome back. NCD Volleyball Association Gold started the campaign today on a winning note over close rivals Fairfax in day one of the 2022 BSP National Volleyball Open and Under 21 Championships. NCD beat Fairfax 2-0 in a tight contest.
This year's BSP National Volleyball Championships got underway at the Torama Aquatic Center on Wednesday this week with pool matches for the under-20 boys and girls culminating in the semi-finals today. The Open Men's Division started today. NCD Volleyball Association Gold off to a flyer, defeating arch-rivals Fairfax 2-0 in a tough but entertaining matchup. Both teams, featuring a number of representative players in their sides, took to the courts with a lot of confidence, especially putting into use the experience in their spiking and blocking from attack and defensive positions. From the outset, Fairfax restricted NCD spikers with strong blocks, but good tactical play allowed NCD to prevail 2-0. After the match, an elated NCD Gold coach and former PNG rep Alex Gima praised the boys for sticking to their game plan and discipline.
Been playing grand final about 3 years, and also winning VAVA, Ditron VAVA in 2019. So playing Fairfax, let's not push out. Let's put our ends together, eggs together, and make sure we get them by 2-0, and that's what exactly happened today.
Coach Gima also made mention of some high points in their game.
I was really happy that the techniques that we played, the Fairfax couldn't read all our techniques. So the attacks were free, were avoiding the blocks. Yeah.
NCDVA President Wally Irau said today's win brought mixed feelings, being a former Fairfax member.
I think we were prepared for this. We've been training for almost 2 months. We do prepare for this championship, so I think we had a good go with Fairfax, and I know Fairfax is one of the strongest teams.
Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Organizers of the upcoming Lace Next Nines Rugby League tournament have been overwhelmed by the number of teams who have shown interest to participate in this year. In a brief media release today, Next Nines tournament director Stephen Malum outlined certain restrictions on the allowance of DG Sal Cup players in this year's tournament.
The Lay Biscuit-sponsored Snacks Nines Rugby League tournament, scheduled for the 8th to the 11th of December 2022, is anticipated to be bigger and better. Snacks Nines tournament director Stephen Malum said since officially announcing the return of the tournament only 2 weeks ago, they have been bombarded with overwhelming interest and can now confirm that they have achieved the required number of 24 teams. All teams have paid up their registration fee of 1,500 kina each. The 24 teams are dominated by Lay, followed by Mount Hagen, Mendi, Simbu, Port Moresby and Kokopo. Malum said it's exciting to see the interest from the rest of PNG, but one thing that stands and has been there since the inception of the tournament is the strict application of player participation. He said the tournament will only allow 6 Digicel Cup players and any other higher-ranked league players to make up the 15 men per team plus 5 officials, totaling 20. He said the tournament is about coming out and identifying untapped talents that can be reshaped and built to be the next Lace Next Tigers. The Lace Next Nines is the primary scouting avenue for the Lace Next Tigers, running into its 7th year under the sole backing of the Lay Biscuit Company and its supporting sponsors. Jeremy Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the news tonight. Remember to apply the following simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.